Okay, remember that they are changing my voice. Right now, I've written down 43 different sins that the Israelites were guilty and are guilty of, and I saw them in the book of Hosea, and I wrote them down in my own words. And it's a work in progress. We're going to get to that later. But this video is about Hosea 5:4, which says that there's a spirit of prostitution in their heart, right? Their deeds won't allow them to connect to God, to be with God. And after my flesh dies, there's no doing a good deed on the planet, right? People are done. They're just the walking dead. And a key idea, a key principle that they failed on was doing attractive women justice. They didn't do them justice. They raised them wrong. They used mass rape by deception, mass deception. They used obstructing justice and using dishonest scales. They used propaganda and theater arts and psychology to convince them to have sex with people they otherwise wouldn't, to marry people they otherwise wouldn't, to be around people they otherwise wouldn't be. And that's a key idea that we're going to go over. So write down Hosea 5:4, really think about it, and think about the different ways that one can be a prostitute. It's not just a prostitute or an escort or a stripper or a gold digger. It's basically every female who doesn't obey God through me. No offense to anybody, but why is that? Because their scale is dishonest. So they're prostituting themselves to another idea. And by default, they don't have the Spirit of God with them, so they're having some kind of mark of the beast sex. Again, because they do not obey God through me. When they have sex, they have some kind of mark of the beast sex because they don't have the Spirit of God in them, because their deeds, which include cheating me out of my right to lead, okay, and being complicit with all the other sins by cheating me out of my right to lead, because I'm the way to free yourself from complicity in principle. So therefore, they are doing the deeds of people who are not right with God, and their deeds have separated themselves from God. Now think about all the social controllers and cult people, all the gangsters, the corporate people, all the people with a bitter look on their face. Okay? A bitter look on their face when people talk about these things, especially. They're bitter. They're very angry. They're like the Penguin from Batman in their own way, like Lex Luthor. Like a bitter Prince Humperdinck from The Princess Bride. And they don't want women to do what's right. They want to exploit them. So they say, you better not. We're not supposed to do it that way. It doesn't work that way. Now stop that already. Consider yourself warned. And things of this nature. Don't let it happen again. Now you people, stop sinning. God's on my side. Who the hell you think you're correcting? You think you're correcting God through me? You think you're correcting me? You must have lost your mind. I'm not going to budge. Of course, God's not going to budge. What don't you get? You're so busy clinging on to your childishness and your petty desire to live, your petty desire to take advantage of females like a sick little kid who wants to trick his, to blackmail his teacher into sex or something. You're too busy being some kind of sicko to do what is right. I'm sure we can all agree that this is not harassment or bullying or hate speech, that this needs to be said. Stop taking advantage of females, especially attractive females. Why? Because they're the people who people want to take advantage of the most. Those people who want to take advantage of women. They want to take advantage of women the most. You think you're bad, reinforcing your rape system? You're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to help us do it. It's fucking pathetic. Now, no offense, but you fraternities have failed humanity to the extreme. You've elevated people unfairly. In the construct, not in the eyes of God, that's for sure. And look at this situation. 1 million evictions in the last year. 1 in 4 females sexually molested before the age of 18. 9 million people starving to death a year. You try to turn things around. You obstruct justice. Your poor governance has caused all the major problems we face in the world. You like to blame the victim lead them astray for generations and say, look at what we've created. Look at the work of our hands and blame them. Are not even adults impressionable these days? Are not people called lemmings and the sheeple? Aren't governments known as corrupt? Corrupt governments? Are people suffering while people are playing games? While people are being selfish? How selfish does a group of people have to be in it for themselves and to encourage their families to be selfish while 9 million people starve to death every year? They are dying as I speak, literally, of communicable and uncommunicable diseases, and 9 million of them are starving to death every year. That means 25,000 a day plus, according to the United Nations website. They are dying with tears in their eyes. And you want me to not interfere while you go after your ill-gotten gains and take advantage of attractive females? Females who should only be dating people who are morally precise? You think you villains deserve the best of everything while you trample the poor, while you continue your neo-colonial agendas? Your demonic spirit-inspired expansionism? What nations are you building? Nations of justice? Or depravity and filth? Are you considering the consequences of your actions? The consequences. What is going to occur? Little girls being molested right now and turned out? People being tortured? People being trafficked? And you say, accept evil? I will do no such thing. Be silent? I will not. Even if you kill my flesh, my spirit will continue to cry out and trample all the enemies of God. Your rape by deception will never be wiped away. How will you be redeemed when my flesh is gone? And I can't wait to be by my Maker and away from all you organized rapists and people feeding your own children to the rape machine. How I yearn to hold a beautiful woman, to feel my heart, which is in pain, that cries out for justice, beating with hers, so I can have some peace. But you have turned them all against me. You have turned them all against God. You have no viable counterart. As the women shun Christ and children starve to death, let it be known I'll have no part in your Babylonian system. The king of Assyria is covered in worms. Moab, Edom, the Philistines, Crete. What will become of you now? All of you rebels. Your children have turned against me. What will become of you now? But yet, in spite of you sinking to the level of trying to hack my brain, trying to put words in my mouth to take away from my divine conveyance for mere Western theater arts. No matter how I say it, no matter what words I use, you know, here I come from afar. Horus the transcendent, Horus the top martial arts ever possible, Horus the Son of God, Jesus Christ. The idea that both of these ideas are superimposed on in the minds of people, I am the idea in reality. Who are you people? You think you've won? No one's that stupid. You must know that you've lost. First you live as traitors to God, and then off to meet your Maker with me at his right hand, the right hand of true power, not mere psychology and human games.